Ready. Play.
Sabalenka, Gauff. Yeah, this is a tough one, I think, because of what's happened recently, right?
Right.
Their
Right.
match.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, I'm also thinking back to like day one for Coco and just the double fault troubles,
Yeah.
serving troubles, and I thought like that that win over Paulini was exactly what she needed, and kind of just a thrashing and
Yeah.
get her confidence. And
Just 3 double faults compared to, I think, 17 in the first match.
yeah, it was 17. So yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
It's essentially, well, I'm not gonna, but it's essentially a winner go home match in a sense. And I think um, I think this plays into Coco's hands a little bit more than Pagula. And the reason I say that is from one, a pressure standpoint, two, being I guess the defending champion, and I think the same conditions more or less. I don't think they changed the court or anything. So, and three, it's like they're both warm. They have two matches under their belt, and they're ready for battle. So I think it does play into Coco's hands a little bit. What do you think about that?
Ah, I just think that this is not the French Open, and I know she frustrated Aryna as well in New York, of course, 2 years ago. So it's not necessarily just there, but then they had a great match in Australia in the semis in 2024, which was close. I think Coco Gauff was serving for the first set. It was close in terms of the two sets and stuff, and yet I just felt that Aryna was the better player on the day. Now, I also felt Aryna was the better player on the day against Coco for spells, and maybe even long
Yep.
spell of the match. But it wasn't enough at Roland Garros this year because in the end, that third set, Gauff was just not quite waiting for the error, but she was having to force the errors in a way. But she's forcing them in a different way to the Pagula Sabalenka match today. She's forcing them because Sabalenka thinks she's hit a winner. She hasn't. Sabalenka thinks she's hit a forced error. She hasn't. It's coming back, and it's coming back with interest. And eventually that takes a mental toll on you. And then you throw in the wind as well. And it kind of makes sense. And I think I also looked at a stat before that Roland Garros final. Even though I predicted a Sabalenka win, there was one big doubt in my mind, and it was the length of the rallies. And it was basically longer rallies. Gauff was, I mean, it's not exactly rocket science, but it was really stark going into that final with the lengthy rallies, Gauff winning and Sabalenka not winning the lengthy rallies, including in some of Sabalenka's previous rounds against opponents that she still beat. And so that was the thing. It was like, you know what? As soon as the point gets to 4 or 5 shots, and on the clay at Roland Garros, and Coco Gauff's incredible movement as well as ability to defend means it's unlikely that Sabalenka's going to easily hit through her. And so in a way, that is how it panned out. But the weather does play its part, I think, in Sabalenka getting, I can see her now twisting her body, trying to get backhands and stuff. And but of course Sabalenka did win in Madrid this year, but again, different conditions there. And they played last year in Saudi Arabia, and that was a win for Coco. So there's arguments for both players.
Totally. I mean, yeah, and that was the semifinal. I'm actually going to pull up some of the statistics from that match to kind of
That'll be good to know. Yeah.
Right.
I can keep talking for a minute or so if you want some time.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I actually got it here.
got it. Go for it.
Yeah, let's just see kind of how this played out. Yeah, pretty much on serve. Sabalenka served for the first set at 6-all. Or I mean at 6-5,
Did
lost it,
she? Did
and then
she?
ends up losing that first set in a breaker.
She always has chances, Aryna.
Oh
Whether
yeah.
even when she loses, I mean, there's so many chances in that French Open final, the US Open final as well, I think, even though I think it was a double break in the deciding set. She always has chances. So there's always lots of regret for her.
Yeah. And it was just a break fest in the second, but Coco got off to an early lead, and it was good enough to do it. In terms of serving stats, 2 double faults for Coco, 3 for Sabalenka, serving at around that 65% clip for both
I
of
mean,
them.
you
Yeah,
almost
it's pretty
feel
even.
you almost feel as if this match will, if Coco is in single figures, let's say it goes 3 sets and she double
Mhm.
faults 9 times. That's kind of like par, I think, for her, and or maybe even slightly better. I mean, to say 17 over 3 sets against Pegula. If she, gets 8 more points in that respect, maybe she wins that match against Jessica Pegula. Who knows? Or 8 more points are not just gifted away. If she's in single digits over 3 sets, if it's obviously straight sets, it needs to be less. But so you throw that in. If she gets that down to single figures, then suddenly it's she has a huge chance. Then it comes down to Sabalenka, and I still think the conditions here are obviously better than that day at Roland Garros this year. Maybe they're not quite as good for her in terms of Madrid, but also muscle memory that Sabalenka has of making so many finals now in Madrid and now winning, I think 3 titles there. Whereas Gauff has the muscle memory in Saudi Arabia with winning the title last year. Oh, it's so tough. It's so tough that surely we get 3 sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's
I would
straight,
agree.
you think it'll be Aryna? If it's
I
straight,
would. I would.
Coco's game doesn't lend itself to sort of blowing an opponent away.
Right.
With Arena's level, anyway. I mean, yeah, I,
I think, yeah. I think, look, here's a few things that come to mind, especially for today. Sabalenka, frustration was off the charts. We see it at times in periods
yeah.
for her, but
Even
today
when
was
she's
crazy.
winning, she was up a break in I forget which set it was. It might be probably the first one, or she won the first set. She won the first set, and she's already annoyed with herself at the beginning of the second. I'm thinking things are going well for you right now, Aryna.
Yeah, and she sent Dubrov out of there. I
Did
think that
she
was the
send him
middle of the
out?
se Yeah.
Newly
Or he
new
or he
haircut,
left.
Dubroff, by the way.
So, yeah, it's just, like, something that, we're not accustomed to seeing.
I
Obviously,
don't think I've seen her
is
send Dubov out before. I mean, I've seen
Yeah,
lots of exchanges, but
right, we
Dubov
see the
normally just
exchanges.
yeah. Dubov.
So, we know how much it means, and I just think that Coco, it's a little less it's not about pressure, but it's a little less thinking for her. It's a little bit more read, react, and go from there, I think, and that plays into her. But also, yes, you have a little bit of mental edge. Arguably, same situation last year. We'll just call it like a knockout stage tomorrow, or sorry, this is Thursday, and almost a winner go home match. She won that, and you just add the kind of element of revenge for Sabalenka, and uh, Coco. Does she hold that kind of mental edge? Who knows? But I think we're here for a tightly contested one, John.
Yeah. So what are we going for?
Everything that I'm saying sounds like it's hard to go against Sabalenka here. It's not about like it. Obviously, she has the edge for me. I just think that Coco might find a way to pull it out. But I, I I'm still here to say it's in Sabalenka's hands. She has the edge. Better tennis right now.
So
Better conditions. So yeah, I'm gonna have Sabalenka advancing.
me,
We hope 3 sets.
I'm gonna have Sabalenka in 3.
I like
But it's so tough because there's so many arguments for both players. I just think that some of the stats that okay, yes, Goff did win this match last year. I think maybe Sabalenka needs it a bit more. Maybe Goff has won this title before. Goff has won the French Open this year. It's a different slam for her to win. Sabalenka's won the US Open. Of course, that makes her year great as well. If you win 1 slam per year, you're doing pretty well. So, but Sabalenka's never won this title. And every year that goes by, we saw it with Rafa on the men's side, and we've seen other greats of the game on both men's and women's side not win this title. So, yeah, Goff has won it, and she'll probably win a couple more at some point. I'm going to go with
Sure.
a Sabalenka win. And therefore, of course, with that scenario, Sabalenka and Pegula do progress.
Yeah, I mean, world number 1 end of season. Got to celebrate that a couple days ago, so
Yeah, there's
it
a
would
bit
be
of pressure off
cool.
there as well, in a way. Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
cool to, do both.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.